So I lose track of them, but I'm glad that you liked it. But it's bubbling under the surface, and over time, over years, it causes damage. It starts to disrupt things. And when it starts to disrupt things in the body, that is when the chronic illness begins. And not everybody has the same presentation, right? Some people might get type 2 diabetes. Others will get something different. It's a little bit different. There are some really common ones, like a really common mixture is diabetes, fatty liver disease, and high cholesterol. I think of all my customers, I think the majority have that triad, the three together. And there's a reason why too. I'll explain it, but they're actually the stepwise progression of the three of them. So anyways, I'll go into it. But basically, people have this for a long time. They don't have any idea. They're going to their doctor. They're doing checkups. Everything's coming back fine. Blood work is coming back fine. Thank you, Tiber Dig. Blood work is coming back fine. And then eventually down the road, it could be decades. Suddenly, thank you, Riley. I appreciate that. Thank you for the rose. Eventually, things stop feeling so good. And so now you're going to the doctor again. You're doing checkups again. You're looking into things. And that is when you're told you have some sort of chronic illness. And that might be liver disease. That could be type 2 diabetes. That could be any number of things, kidney disease, any of your organs, inflammation, so chronic inflammation, PCOS, ED, a whole bunch of different things come out of this that are connected to insulin resistance. I know I go through them a lot on these lives, so I won't go through the whole thing, but pretty much all your organs, even heart disease, maybe you had a heart attack, a stroke, all these things are connected. Even headaches and migraines, and down the line, dementia. Dementia is insulin resistance of the brain because your brain cells are also being affected, right? So the reason we talk about this and we educate on it is because if you know, and we're going to go through today, all the signs, all the symptoms, if you learn about it, then you can address it before it becomes a chronic illness. Or if you have the chronic illness, that's okay too. A lot of my customers, the majority of them that I work with, already are in the stage where it has resulted in some sort of chronic illness. And we walk all of that back. So it's a really beautiful thing. Okay, the skin darkening. Yeah. So let's talk about the skin darkening. We'll get into that. We'll talk about the signs. Okay, so a common question I get is how? How does insulin have such a power on the body to create so much disruption that it's connected to almost every single chronic disease that exists today? And to understand that, to really break that down, we have to break down all the different roles that insulin plays in the body. And it plays a really big role. I'm going to explain one now off the top end. And then, I will continue forward. And as we go through the live, I'll talk about a whole bunch of different things. I'll talk about PCOS and blood pressure and diabetes, prediabetes, headaches and migraines and all the different things, liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I will talk about all these things and how it's all connected. And I have all this in videos as well, but I'm going to put it all together from the videos here in a nice story because the videos are very choppy. IT Dude, you're back. Hello. IT Dude, welcome back. It's so good to see you guys. I love seeing my regulars. It's so good to always see you. Okay, so let's dive into the very first, the big role that insulin plays. Insulin does a lot of things, and I'm going to explain it as I go, but this is the big one. This is the big one to watch out for. So one of the big things insulin does. Now, this is every single cell in your body. All right, this is going to be every single cell in the body. And this is going to be your insulin hormone, okay? So insulin is a hormone. It flows through your blood, and it goes up to every single cell in your body. So this is your brain cell. This is your, guys, my background. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. I just have a science background, all right? Science background, but not a nurse, not a doctor. So this is every single cell in your body, all right? Every single cell. So your brain cells, your kidney cells, your liver cells, your intestine cells, all your cells. This is insulin. Insulin flows through the blood. It goes up to every single cell and it knocks on the cell. And when it gets to the cell and it's knocking, in a healthy individual, in a metabolically healthy individual, the cell is supposed to open up. It's supposed to listen to the insulin and open up. And when the cell opens up, this is when the cell gets nutrients and energy, all the vitamins you ate that day, all the amino acids, all the good stuff you ate that day goes into the cell. All right, now if you're insulin resistant, what's happening now is insulin knocks on the cell door and it's knocking and it's knocking and it's knocking, and the cell isn't listening. So the cell isn't opening properly, all right? It's staying shut. And when that happens, it's not getting nutrients and it's not getting energy, all the stuff it needs to operate. So this is where the problems start to brew. This is every single cell in your body, and all your cells now are struggling to get what they need from all the good stuff that you ate. And that's why problems start to brew. And then it results in a bunch of different health issues down the line and over a long period of time. Now, let's talk about how. How does this start to happen? What causes a cell to stop opening? And to dive into this, we got to walk through a really important thing that we all do, that we've all been told to do every day. So we've been told from the food industry, from programs we've been a part of, to eat and snack every few hours. Have we not? I think everybody's probably heard, have 3 big meals a day and then snack in between. I know there's some regimens that say eat 6 meals a day and snack in between. So we're told to eat a lot, right? We're directed to do this. Now, this is what happens when we, thank you, I appreciate that. This is what happens to our body when we do that, all right? When we're eating and snacking all the time, okay?